Greetings and salutations, my name is JW608 and today I am playing StarMade. We're in a lilac-colored system today. We don't see any giant space monkeys. I like the red and blue. Anyway, what am I doing? I want to do something fun and exciting, but first we're going to need a couple ships. Well, first we're going to need a ship. Preferably, let's go with an Ember-class corvette. Just as a, test ship, if you will. We're gonna cut a hole in it. Oh no! Well, I would like to test some defensive chamber configurations. I'm gonna use this as my weapons platform. So I don't build a weapons platform. I actually have an actual ship that I actually use as a weapons platform, Anyway, let's hit P and create us a new station. Alright, so, that was not what I wanted. That was not a build block, that was a gravity block. No, that was also a gravity block. What's going on with you, JW? People have been asking that for years. Alright, so, let's grab this, and let's go like that. We'll have like a nice piece for stuff and things. Alright, yeah. I don't know, let's do like a... Let's do a 20 by 20 by 20 chunk. That's a good size reactor. And, of course, let's get some of these. Why are you putting stabilizers? Because I want to actually look and see all the statistics of stuff and things. Right now we're specifically concerned about power. Size, there is zero usage. We have 800,000 recharge. What does a Corvette have? Huh. That is a bigger reactor than my Corvette. Alright, so let's see here. That's, what, damage beam? I kind of wanted just a straight cannon, but this will do fine. Just hit with a damage beam, see what that did. That took out a 3x3 chunk, a 3x3 by 2.5 chunk. Okay. What happens if we just hit it with a missile? Boom! That took out a different size chunk. What's that? Oh, it's a scanner. Okay, how big are these weapons? Let's see. I would like a cannon. We're just gonna stick it right here. There we go. I have no clue how large. Well, I guess we could look. Systems, beams. The beams is 125 blocks. That is... Well, tell me. I could go here. Cannon. 75 blocks of cannon. 100 blocks. 125. So that's roughly the same cannon-wise. Alright, so let's go down there instead of the jump computer. And go... Pew! Now, quite frankly, it does not matter the actual size of the weapon. I just need a baseline. So like, it looks like 125 is good, and it did bad things to my reactor. Alright, so now that we have a testing platform set up, let's cut a door. Did you cut a door on that side? Yeah, now we're even. And let's hop up here. In fact, let's come down here and create a core. Put this core by this build block. Why? So now I can jump to this core and then pop out and get in the build block. Brilliant, right? I know. Right, so let's see. Now let's get rid of this. Remove mode. Yeah. Okay, that's lovely. I don't care. 5, and let's do a 5, and let's do a 5. because now I know the relative power of these guns, I can do something a little different with it. Alright, so now we have this reactor. This is just straight 5x5 reactor. Now, if I did like this, and I did a 5x5 by 1, and I did that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I ran connectors down the corners. Well, first of all, this is going to give me more power. Why is it going to give you more power? Because it is more blocks. It's like 4, 8, the number after 8, 16 extra blocks in this one, which is not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but you get the idea. And what if I take, actually, let's first get rid of that so I can see what's going on, and let's copy this a couple times. 2 and 3. Let's fill it. Let's fill it with some gray basic, some gray standard, and some gray advanced. What effect will this have on my reactors here? Let's go with remove mode, and ooh, that's not what I wanted. It's also not what I wanted. Oh, such is life, I guess. We'll just go an extra block deep. Or that's basic, standard, and advanced. Now my guess is the standard is going to do the best here. And let's copy this. We're going to call this a 0 retest. So 0 reactor test. Alright. So now I have these layers like a laminate, almost like a Kevlar type deal. You got a layer of protection, a layer of glue, a layer of protection. I want to know if this design actually does anything. We're going to hit it just with a basic cannon. We're just going to go right here. Go, pew! That blew a hole through the whole thing. Hole through the whole thing. Through the whole thing. And oh, there we go. So, against cannon, yep, what I expected, this was going to fly through just fine. This one, cannon kinetic energy is good against systems. So just straight cannon is going to shred systems. Now this one's interesting because it's... oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. This one stopped it. So this layer of armor absorbed most of that cannon shot. Cut through here, absorbed, cut through, absorbed. So if it'd been just with spacing, it would have gone clean through like that one. This one cut through this layer and absorbed that one. So now let's hit it with a beam. Whee! One click of beam. What? This isn't just straight beam. What is this? It's beam. Oh, okay, so this is beam. This is the good stuff. Go. And one more. I know that bit of armor there's already compromised, but I think that's going to be fine for our testing. Took a huge chunk out. Let's see here. Even this little bit of armor we already have in the layers here, that absorbed a lot. Did not take as big a chunk out as this one. This took, standard took more damage than basic. Huh. And, yeah, the acid damage, hit, it ate through this first layer of this first layer of reactor, but didn't break into the second layer. That's interesting. This one peeled away the first layer, didn't eat into the second one. And this one also peeled into the first layer, did not eat into the second one. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so what does a missile do? That's a scanner. What is this? This is a missile beam? This is a missile beam, so yeah, there we go. Just gonna hit it right there. Oh, we need our control. Put it there, and come on. Right there. So what did not missile? Missile is gonna hurt armor more. So here, missile took out a huge chunk of reactor because it just exploded. Now, basic armor absorbs, or supposedly absorbs, heat damage, missile damage better. So that fried the first layer and hurt the second layer of armor. This obliterated the first layer of armor and absorbed it. Okay. Oh, no, took out that connector. This, it just shredded the advanced, but it did not penetrate into the next layer of armor. That's interesting. Now, these are rather small guns. I mean, this is not like the battleship main cannons, or even the frigate's main cannons, mind you. This is the guns of a scout ship. But my idea of having layered reactors with these connector pieces. Now, here's going to be an interesting look. See how they did. See, that left it one piece. This, because of the connecting pieces, left that primarily as one reactor. Well, that's going to break into another reactor, isn't it? So with these connecting pieces, connecting these walls, it leaves it as one reactor. Interesting. So I think this layered... Now, this is going to take a lot more space. Having armor in the reactors itself. It's going to take a lot more space, but it looks like it's going to be a little more safe, a little safer, if you will. As long as... Oh, what happens if I shoot it the wrong way? Where am I? You... Alright. Now this is going to be a little less scientific because I'm shooting through everything, but... Cannon computer, we go. Pew! 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 Shooting that way. Perpendicular. Yeah, these are going to take out lines of reactor. Not real deep lines, because that's a fiddly little cannon. But let's see. Hit this with beam. That took out... not as bad. And let's wallop it with a good missile. Well, how about we actually aim the missile properly? Okay, that's odd. Anyway. Huh. That took out this way pretty good, but it did it... I don't know if that took out more going sideways. Now, if you line up a good cannon shot going this way, you're going to rip out a lot of stuff. But it's not as bad as just shooting just a block of it. Because the acid damage from a cannon shot's going to be absorbed by the armor. Huh. So, I'm thinking about my battleship having better designed reactors. No, this almost reminds me, remember the old days? Those of you who remember the old days? When we had capacitors and we built these horrible blocks That we had to get them so we had our L shapes power, and they couldn't touch and all that good stuff. And we built these weird contraptions, and you had the capacitors filling in the extra, and it was all you could never remember how to do it. And there was these diagrams on the wiki. You had to build this layer this way, and put this power reactor here. Then the next layer, you'd put one here and there. And remember those power cubes? Oh, those are horrible. I hated them. And that was before our copy paste brush. So every time you had to build that stupid thing, and it was the only way to get maximum power out of your ship. Well, this is what I'm trying to replicate. That sort of idea of having stuff in between the reactor to defend the reactor. Now, maybe not having like this Napoleon type layered dessert, not a Neapolitan. That's three flavors of ice cream, and a Napoleon, the fancy pastry. I've never had a Napoleon. It's on my bucket list. Anyway, we will be testing more of this week, seeing if I can't get a cool design I like, or one that I think works well. And of course, we'll be ramping this up big time. Instead of this little pea shooter, we're actually going to be using a real gun eventually. But you got to start somewhere with a proof of concept. Anywho, I have been JW608. This has been StarMade, and I will take you cats later.